Christmas series. I'm Louis Burke, content creator. You can catch me on all other socials under @Louis Burke. I do lots of tablescapes, lots of home DIYs, and this is the Christmas series which I'm kicking off here on YouTube. Today we're going to be doing a rundown on the Balsam Hill tree. This is the Norway Spruce in 190 centimeters with a candlelight clear option. So this tree is pre-lit. Inside the bag, you'll find the tree comes in 3 sections. It has the base, the middle, and the top. Then we also have the traditional Christmas tree stand, along with a bag that contains extra light globes and some gloves for styling. I know you might be thinking, do I really need to put on the gloves? But to be honest with you, I put on the gloves because it's perfect, because the trees can be a little bit scratchy and can irritate the skin if you're playing with the tree for a long time. It's not going to create any cuts or anything like that. It's just a nice addition to be able to style the tree and not have to worry about your hands itching. So when you're placing the tree down, you simply just put the base of the tree down. You put the base stand in, then you go in with obviously number 1, which is the larger style. You can see that all the fronds are already attached to the center pole, so there's no need to be sticking individual fronds into the tree itself. It's already there, and they fall down and it looks great from the get-go, to be honest with you. Then you go through with the second one, which is obviously the middle of the tree here, placing it in. And if we were to put this on, you would actually see the lights come to life as it goes up, but you'll see that if you want to test it out. Then of course we have the topper, the top of the tree. We just place it in and call it a day. Like I said earlier, this tree is super easy to style. It doesn't require a lot of fluffing because the fronds themselves are under the most realistic category on Balsam Hill. Balsam Hill has 3 categories: traditional, semi-realism, and realistic. And so I have the most realistic tree. This is what the Norway Spruce falls under, which makes it perfect because you don't have to style and play around with it too much. And it looks like a real tree from the get-go. You can faff around with it a little bit. You can see that I'm just fixing up the fronds of where it's sat in that bag. But otherwise, it actually looks pretty great from the get-go, requiring, it's pretty much saving about an hour on styling your tree, which is what I love. So when it comes to the lights, I highly recommend you pick up a Wi-Fi socket where you can connect it to your phone and you can turn it off and on at whim. And you can also set it up with a schedule too to turn on and off when you like. It makes it so much easier. You don't have to reach behind any of the trees, knocking it over potentially. You literally just have to sit back, set it on schedule, and it goes, and you can just forget it, which is what I love. You also don't have to spend hours wrapping it around all the branches and then also taking it off at the end of the year. The pre-lit function is perfect. Of course, if you want to incorporate some more lights, definitely go for it, but it's just great that the lights are already installed in the tree. The 190 centimeters I think is a perfect height for this tree. It does come in 220 centimeters, which I think personally is too tall once you go to add in a topper, like a star at the top of the tree. You want there to be a decent gap between the ceiling and the star. So I found the 190 centimeters to be perfect, because although in this apartment here, it's 320 centimeters tall, which is super tall, I know that I'm not going to be in this place forever because it's a rental. So I want to be able to keep this tree forever and make it look good wherever I go. So the 190 centimeters was the best option for me. This is the second Christmas that I have with this tree and I love it. Previously to this tree, I had the Balsam Hill Noble Fir, which is a little bit more traditional in style. There are different pros and cons for each tree, but I actually love this tree for where I am now. Being in an apartment, I don't have lots of room, so I needed a tree that was a little bit more slim in profile to fit in a corner. And I also wanted something that was a balance between contemporary and traditional style. This tree is excellent because it has the real life touch fronds, which I absolutely love. It comes pre-lit, so you don't have to wrap lights around it. It's all done for you. You literally just click it together and it all comes to life. Super easy. What I also love about this tree is the fact that there are lots of gaps in between this. Okay, and at first you might think, oh, it's not as lush as what I would expect it to be. But in reality, if we're going to be decorating a tree, we need some room for those decorations, okay? So you can see that there's lots of dimension here in between the branches. This is perfect for filling in with ribbon, ornaments, and also your finial ornaments here. You can see that there's a beautiful gap between this branch and this branch. So by hanging something down here, there's space for it to breathe, spin, and look beautiful and catch the light. If you have a tree that's more compact, it's a lot harder to style because you're having to push the ornaments in and they kind of lay on the tree rather than hanging from the tree, which is what makes this tree excellent. And another thing, because this is more a branch style tree with little gaps here and there, it's so much easier to style. With my noble fir tree, it could take up to an hour and a half just to fluff it out and make it look perfect. It is a beautiful tree. It's the kind of tree that you would have in a home, I believe, and you would stick in a beautiful pot, and you just wouldn't decorate very much. You might stick a ribbon on top and just have the beautiful lights and call it a day. If you love to decorate a Christmas tree and you want to incorporate the ribbons, all the ornaments under the sun, then you definitely have to go for a tree like this one because it's quicker to set up, it fits perfectly in a small space, and you can layer, layer, layer. I really love this tree so much, and I happen to have the rest of the collection with the garlands, the wreaths, etc., which I'll be able to break down with you in another video. Well, that wraps up this video guide of the breakdown of the tree. I will be continuing this series as we go through the ornaments, how to decorate the tree. We also have the garlands and the wreaths and how we decorate those, Christmas tables. So be sure to subscribe down below and comment your favorite thing about Balsam Hill Christmas trees, and I'll be sure to reply in the comments. Also, go ahead and check me out on all my other social medias, which is at Louis Burke. And I also have a podcast, which is Louis Burke on Little Burke, and a journal, which is louisburkedesign.com, where you can see a couple of articles where I talk about how to do DIY orange garlands, a couple of Christmas themes to try out this year, and so much more. I'll see you all in the next video, guys.